Hey you! So you're an impressive young person dedicated to your studies. You're ambitious. You balance work and play. You're uncertain of your path to success, but eager to contribute to positive change. You belong among like-minded students, and yet, in the whirl of contradicting academia and club meetings, housing struggles, and part-time jobs, you struggle to pin down how exactly one undergraduate student can change the world. Sound familiar? Yeah, we can relate too. It's possible that you have approached your ambitions of bettering the world with the intention of finding a major and then career in which you could best effect change. You also probably have thought a lot about the ways the world could change to better meet the needs of those in minority communities who have been systematically excluded from many opportunities sometimes granted in this country. You know everyone deserves a seat at that table. Maybe you've considered entering politics, becoming a governor or a senator or even the president. After all, they are the ones who we see most as holding concrete power. Maybe you can go on to create and enact policies that support your people. Maybe you've considered going into law? You could represent those who most need a voice, or you could hold the gavel that delivers true justice. That could remove the bureaucratic barrier from minority groups, allowing for more access to the government and legal systems. You may have even considered going into business, perhaps starting your own company to provide a number of goods and services to communities in need. Or maybe you're going the nonprofit route, using donations or grants towards a good cause with a team at your side? I think we're getting closer. Nonprofits can work on behalf of individuals or a community as long as they get funding. There's potential here with all of these options, and others, no doubt. But in each of these, it's far more likely that problems are solved on an individual basis or with a band-aid solution that does not touch the problems of the larger system. For example, being elected in politics takes a ton of time, money, and is based on a political system in which the biggest success is still a compromise. Most lawyers or legal processes are expensive and often work on behalf of a single individual, which really only acts as a band-aid to larger issues affecting many. Business is tricky. How can you ensure it's ethical? In our world, success is usually defined by profit margins, so it's easy for people like workers to get the short end of the stick, even when everyone has the best intentions. With nonprofits, the idea is there, but continued funding relies on direct results to satisfy donors, so that work is often unsustainable. What if instead of a small group advocating for others, everyone could come together and stand for themselves and each other? So think about it. Would you rather change the world by giving the person a fish or teaching them to fish sustainably in a way that grows community and changes the whole fishing system? That's what organizing intends to do. Imagine everyone in their own cars driving in the same direction. They can't hear each other. They are alone. They have to pay for their own gas. They might get to the destination at different times, and some might not get there at all. Now, what if these people all got onto a bus together instead? It would be sure to pick up people along the road, wherever they were, as long as they were headed in the same direction. Everyone could pitch in, so they would be paying less for gas. The bus could have a sign showing how it all had people going to the same place and inspire others to do the same for other destinations. It would also make it easier for people who weren't on the bus to get down the road due to less traffic. People on the bus could chat about their experiences as drivers on the road. The bus would be driven by the same people who ride the bus, taking turns. They travel together in community and arrive at that destination together, saving gas, money, and supporting one another. You see what we're getting at? The bus is community and labor organizing. The road is a particular issue or source of commonality. The destination is the successes gained through unity and solidarity. And the reduction of pollution from this efficient bus is the benefit to the greater community that comes along with organizing. But enough about buses. Let's look at a real-world example. In Chicago, the birthplace of teachers' unionization, there was a strike in 2012 that proved to America the power of unions in achieving their own needs, while also benefiting communities as a whole. Teachers recognized that the privatization of schools would put children's educations at risk. Value of learning would then be replaced with the value of economic benefit, with students encouraged not to think critically, but rather take tests more efficiently and score higher. They realized that their fight for their salaries was intertwined with their students' fight to maintain a system that stood for individual people, not just numbers. That road, that source of commonality from the bus example, can really connect anyone. In Chicago, it connected teachers and their students. Then it connected teachers with families, particularly people of color who were being shut out by this system. Solidarity in Chicago meant that teachers stood not just for their own salaries, but for broader issues of social justice and equity. Community organizing allowed them to do this. After an 8-day school holiday, teachers had many of their demands acknowledged, including a 17.6% raise, holding the line on health insurance increases, protecting seniority pay increases, and overall control over their own jobs. Exciting stuff, right? But this is just one success story. Injustices are happening everywhere, and they need the support of organizing to truly change for the better. So often as students, we think we are limited to student problems or need to wait to get our degrees before we can go forth and make a real difference in the larger community or world. But with social movement organizing, you can start whenever. Even if you're on the path to another career, consider attending a local action or help a union increase membership. Different areas of injustice overlap, but so do our efforts to combat them. One voice can make huge waves. So what are you waiting for? You are so much more than one nervous student. You are a change maker, and your community, and then the world, is ready.